As expected, the White House stepping up its push to promote Obamacare. President Obama sending a New Year's tweet mentioning the young boy seen standing next to the president as he signed Obamacare into law. That was March of 2010. The president tweeting, "I signed the ACA for kids like Marcellus Owens. He lost his mom because she could not afford coverage. Today, millions of Americans finally can." But how does Obamacare play out now? Mike Slater, host of the Mike Slater radio show, and Julie Rodzinski is a Fox News contributor. Hello to both of you.
Hi.
And Happy New Year to both of you. Mike, you win today because you're in San Diego, my friend. I mean, there's a good reason why you made that decision there. You say you actually feel sorry for those defending Obamacare. Still?
Oh, absolutely. I feel sorry for him because for the last 4 years, all they had to do was judge the intent of Obamacare. And there's no doubt that has a very noble intent. But now they have to actually judge the reality of it. And the reality of it is it's a disaster. It's very easy to take money from Charlie and give it to people like Marcellus and then point to Marcellus and show what a great success this is. But it's dishonest to not tell the full story and talk about people like Charlie who are worse off, people who can't who have thousands of dollars increase in premium, people who can't see the doctor they want to see or the hospital they want to go to, or the medical device companies who are already cutting their research and development because of the 2.3% medical device tax. There's a lot of people who are hurt by this. You wouldn't let your kids get away with telling you this much of the story and calling it the truth, but that's what the president and the left are doing with Obamacare.
What you're pointing out are the losers in all this. Julie, what about that point?
Well, I appreciate the pity, but I'll take what I can give, which is essentially that you have the Obama administration going out there and saying, thanks to Obamacare today, none of us, including you and me and everybody watching, can be denied coverage because of pre-existing conditions. None of us can no longer be subject to rescission, which is if we get cancer, we get thrown off our insurance rolls. And the reality is, thanks to Obamacare today, you already have millions of people having health care that didn't have access before. And those numbers are only going to increase, and hopefully they'll be up to about $7 million in March.
What you're saying is that we've reached a point of no return. Do you think that's true, Mike?
Well, this is a very, very important point. You have people who have health insurance who have never had it before. But there's a big difference between health insurance and health care. In California, 70% of doctors have refused to see Obamacare patients. So those people who think they have health insurance now, they may, but it's going to be nearly impossible for them to access health care. That's a big difference, Julie.
What is an Obamacare patient? Because all of us are subject to Obamacare. You know, you're talking about Obamacare patients, but Obamacare is a lot more than just these health exchanges, which, by the way, in places like California are working very nicely. Other places they're not. But all of us are subject to Obamacare. I don't buy my insurance on the health exchanges, but thanks to Obamacare, as I said earlier, I now no longer will be able to be denied health care because of pre-existing conditions. So all of us are subject to it.
It is true, Julie, that the point that Mike makes there, we're going to find out in real time, you know, how people are doing under this new law.
We will, for sure. And actually, I'm very happy about that because for 4 years...
And for them, what is your expectation then?
I would hope that for 4 years we've had scaremongering by people who are saying that essentially the world was going to collapse, death panels and other fallacies that we've been hearing for all these years. Now we'll see. Now Obamacare has gone into effect. I would suspect that people are going to be very happy about the fact that they now no longer are able to be denied care.
But Mike's point is that this is not health care, this is health insurance.
No, it is health care.
It still does not guarantee you the care that you expect.
You know,
That's his point.
What I love to hear is all of a sudden Republicans who before were saying, you know, there's no guarantees in life, socialized medicine, we can't carry, we can't coddle, now all of a sudden are screaming and crying about the fact that not everybody's guaranteed free health care, which is essentially what I'm hearing. Look, the reality is that the reality. What do you want? Do you want to repeal it? Do you want to repeal it and go back to the days when people didn't have health care?
Let's allow Mike to answer that. Go ahead.
Okay, there were ways, and there still are ways, to help people afford health care without hurting millions of other people in the process. There's things we could have done. We could have taken health insurance away from connected to your job, could have connected it to the person, so there would have been no more pre-existing conditions. There's many, many things we could have done. We could have made health insurance tax-free in the free market. There's a lot of things we could have done, and we can still do that don't hurt people in the process.
But the beauty of all of that, Mike, is that Republicans were in charge for a long time and didn't do any of that. So we could talk about things that you could have done, but the reality is you didn't do any of those things. The pre-existing conditions have been around as long as this country's been around, and nobody ever moved to do anything about them until Obamacare.
You know, Mike, one point that Julie's made repeatedly over the past couple of weeks is that Republicans run a danger of hurting themselves if they continue to run in favor of the repeal of this law. Do you see that as a danger like she does?
Only if they don't also provide an alternative. We always say on the show that Imagine the imagery of someone hanging onto a rope over a cliff. And you can tell them that that rope is socialism and it's going to snap and they have to let go, but they never will because they'll fall anyway. So you have to present them with another rope so they can let go of the socialism rope and grab onto the rope of free markets and capitalism. So Republicans just complaining about Obamacare, not good enough. But presenting something real and true and honest that helps everyone, that's a winning proposition.
I've got to run. Julie, last word, quick.
Well, I agree with that, and I would love to see the House of Representatives, which is controlled by Republicans, pass a comprehensive now, health control law, and then we can debate that. But the reality is they haven't done that. All they've done is throw bombs at Obamacare, and until I hear an alternative, I kind of don't want to hear it anymore.
It's a new year, and we're going to see how this works. Mike
Right.
Slater, thank you. Julie Rodzinski, thank you
Thanks
as well.
very
Enjoy
much.
San Diego, Mike.
Thanks, guys.
Happy New Year's.
We are jealous of you.
Bye.